And she is back! In this video, I am sharing with you how I manifest anything even when doubt creeps in. Stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Dihessa Bodjona, and on this channel I share everything energy, body, energy centers, your bioenergy, your chakras, and everything included, in combination with the law of attraction for manifesting powerfully in your life and in your business if you have one. Right? So now I am about to share something that actually comes up quite often, especially with my new clients, and that used to come up so often for me, right? So whenever, like, if you've learned or you've been studying the law of attraction for a while now, it is pretty common that for us to believe that if we even have like a little bit of doubt, then our manifestation is not going to happen. That is actually not true, but I want to share something about this, right? So I'm going to like literally break this down to you. I'll break this down for you in the way that I make manifestation still happen for me, whether it's in business, whether it's in general life, whether it's in relationship, whatever, still happen regardless of whether I have doubt or not, right? So the very first step that I want to share, and it took me quite a while to actually get this. The very first thing that I want to acknowledge here is that doubt is actually a built-in layer of our brain. It is very normal that throughout our process of manifestation, at some point or another, we may have some doubt creeping in here and there, right? Nothing wrong with it, right? So what we go a little bit I want to say wrong, where we go a little bit like wrong, or where we create even more resistance towards creating our goal or reaching our manifesting what we want, is what we make doubt mean about our manifestation. What do I mean by that? So this used to be me, right? And tell me in the comments if this sounds familiar to you. Like, because when I first learned about the law of attraction, I was like, no negative emotion, I shouldn't have negative emotions. And if I have doubt, then all of a sudden my brain went into this thing where, okay, I just had doubt. That means my manifestation is not happening. That means I suck. That means I did something wrong. And so I started like I used to do this all the time. I compiled one negative emotion on top of another negative emotion, beating myself up, and then actually making assumptions that don't need to be made, right? Just because you may have one little doubt here and there doesn't mean that your manifestation is not happening, right? The thing that we do that actually slows down our manifestation is when we start making it mean other thing just because we have had doubt. And again, let's remember that doubt is actually a very normal part of like the built-in layer of our brain for our own protection and for so many different reasons, right? So that's the step number one that I want to share with you here, is recognizing that just because you have doubt, just because you have like a one little doubt here, one little doubt here, doesn't mean that you can't manifest what you want. It just means that it was just there, right? What matters the most is how fast you can get yourself from like literally. So how I do it now is, if doubt comes up, I'm literally like, oh yeah, okay, that's interesting that it's there, right? I recognize that, oh yeah, I just had that doubt, without making it mean that just because I had a doubt that I'm not going to manifest what I want, right? That's the very, very first step, right? The second step now is focus. What do I mean by that? Even though for whatever reason, maybe past history, maybe reason, maybe logic, right, may have made you feel a little bit of doubt, right? Whenever I get myself into, I'm doubting, I'm not sure this is going to happen, and like getting anxious about it and all that, this is my exact method. It doesn't mean that I don't get anxious, right? Everybody does, right? It doesn't mean that I don't get worried Everybody does, especially if you're creating, right? If you're creating, you get excited about it. You're like, oh my God, yeah, this, like when this happens, it's going to be amazing. But when doubt creeps in, here's what I do. When doubt creeps in, I allow myself, number one, to acknowledge that, oh, I just doubted that. Oh, that's interesting. Without making it mean anything, without piling like other emotions, negative emotions on top of the original and all like that. And I acknowledge, ooh, and accept, because now I know that it's a built-in part of my brain. I accept and I acknowledge, oh, I doubted them, right? Even though I had doubt, even though I had a slight doubt there, even though I doubted, what do I want? What do I want, right? And bring my mind back to what do I want? Bring my focus back to what do I want? Like literally when I'm doing this, oftentimes I'll feel even my third eye is vibrating. Like when I do it with intention, when I do it with focus, with energy, oh my God, it's so powerful, right? What do I want? What do I want? What do I want, right? Always bringing my mind back to what do I want, acknowledging that yes, I've had a doubt, that's okay, no big deal, but what do I want? I keep my mind back there, keep my focus back there. What that means is that your energy is moving back onto what it is that you want, right? So there's this beautiful human that I just discovered. Dihessa didn't discover anything. It's not discovered, that I just encountered. He's been around, like his work has been around for like years and years and years. Except sometimes Dihessa is late at discovering things, right? So I have literally just encountered this human's like work maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and it's been like it touched me so much. Why? Because like when I read some of the stuff that he reads or he writes or he's written, all it's really made me feel is like, oh yeah, this actually is exactly like this person, this human has put this in words, like put how I have felt about this in words, in beautiful words, and in a way that I've never heard it put like that before, right? So who's this beautiful human? If you're watching this, it's very likely you already know who this is. Dihessa was late at this game, by the way, like I said before. His name is Neville Carter, right? And I wanted to share like the very first thing that I've ever heard about this, about his work, that touched me so deeply. I have been talking about this in my programs with my clients because literally it really, really illustrates this, right? Here's what the quote goes. The quote says, the future, although prepared in every detail in advance, has several outcomes. At every moment of our lives, we have before us the choice of which of those several futures we will choose. Right? So wherever there is doubt, wherever there is fear, wherever, no matter what's happening, that's just a possibility. What we are afraid that's going to happen, it is one of the possibilities. But there are countless other possibilities. And what we choose to focus on will make the difference. Is what actually often will actually manifest, right? So even when we have doubt, right? Instead of really lingering on the doubt and lingering on the, like creating a whole other movie, a whole other blah, blah, blah. On top of that, that consumes all of our energy. We can just say, you know what? This is what I do. At least it works magic for me, right? You know what? Okay, I recognize that I had that. I'm going to beat myself up for it. But what do I want? Which one of those multitude options do I want to keep my eyes, my mind, my focus on? Do I choose to focus on? And literally bring my focus back to that, right? So that's step number 2 that I wanted to show you. So powerful, right? Step number 3 is another thing that I do is when I have doubt, whenever I have doubt about any manifestation, anything manifesting, I just remind myself of all the times that I manifested something out of nowhere in such a magical way. If you look in your life, you will see there's been so many instances where you probably like were even like in the need of something, and then all of a sudden last minute in some magical way, whatever it is that you were wanting, it happened, right? So like this is what I do. Anytime I get myself into doubt, I remind myself of all the times when things happen without me even having to force anything, when things happen in such a flow that it reminds me of me not being alone. Like there's a force beyond what I can even comprehend with my mind that is in play here. And if I can allow myself to even remember those times it happened, I can allow myself to get into the state of oh, I can trust, I can believe, I can trust, I can believe, I can trust, it's possible, and still bring my mind back to what do I want, what do I choose, what do I want, what do I choose, what do I want, what do I choose. I hope this makes sense, right? And then the step number four is this. Just like I said at the beginning of this video, doubt, trust, and all these things, it's just layers of the brain, right? So when we have doubt, that means we are stuck in the layer of the brain. Depending on who you are, depending on how flexible your brain is, this is actually pretty amazing, in my opinion, how our brain works, right? Depending on how flexible your brain is, you can move through the layers fast, or you can get stuck in one layer for a long time, right? So what I do, I literally get myself in the space of trust, in the layer of my brain where I can trust, in the layer of my brain where like literally there is no doubt. And you can do that, right? You can do that. You may have yourself ways to get there. Some of the things that can get you there are like just simple meditation, right? Not like head meditation. I know sometimes we can meditate and it feels like we're stuck in our head, like all the energy stays stuck here. If that's the case, then like it probably is not the best meditation, right? For this situation. Meditation that pulls energy down, right? Meditations that cools the head, meditation that calms your mind, right? And gets you into the part of your brain where you have no doubt whatsoever that what you are asking for is possible for you. What you are asking for is on its way to you. What you're asking for is was already meant to be yours, right? And I do this all the time. This has been actually my power. It has become my power of creation because it's pretty incredible, right? If it's just like all these things is like chatter, right? Doubting myself, it's just like a power of your brain. If I can get myself, right? If you can get yourself into the space in your brain where you have no doubt, where you can actually listen to your intuitive power, which is what I do all the time. I become so creative. I come up with content ideas. I come up with, like, it's been pretty amazing since I've been utilizing this. So I have just talked about, like, it's very energetic, by the way, right? It's literally like having the ability to do this is like having the ability. It's also like awakening your sixth sense, having your ability to sense, like, energetically, right? Yourself, your brain. And so if you want to experience this, by the way, I actually have Sunday meditation classes. They are completely free. These energy meditation classes for calling in coaching clients. If you are a coach, a healer, if you are an entrepreneur of any sort who works with other humans, and you want to experience this, the link will be below this video. You can actually just sign up for it. Like I said before, it's completely free. And we meet every Sunday or Sundays, unless I have something happening, but almost every Sunday we meet at 11 a.m. New York time. It's been pretty amazing. The feedback has been so incredible. Many entrepreneurs, coaches, healers from across the world join live every Sunday. We have the most amazing purifying time and really like focusing and opening our heart chakra, opening our heart energy, and really getting ourselves into the space of no doubt. Again, the feedback has been incredible. I can't believe, like when we looked at our numbers, of course, like many show up live, and that's amazing. But even more than that, close to 600, 700 people every week are watching this meditation or experiencing this energy meditation for calling in coaching clients. So I hope that you join us if you never done it before. The link will be below this video for you to join, and again, it's absolutely free. On that note, I say thank you so much for hanging out with me on this video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.